Maybe it's time to let go of Bill Clinton. I was 3 years old when Bill Clinton was inaugurated for the first time, and to my mind, he was a hero because I was a kid who grew up loving politics. Yes, I was one of those kids, surprise, surprise, and he was a huge figure in Democratic politics. To my mind, Monica Lewinsky was just a calculating floozy, but I was wrong. That's not true. And now we have more than enough evidence to show that Bill Clinton was a predator. He has a long history of harassing women and abusing his power as an elected official, but yet this man is still welcome pretty much everywhere, including in progressive/feminist spaces. In spite of the cultural revolution that's been ushered in by the Me Too movement, progressives are way too comfortable covering their eyes and plugging their ears when it comes to the 42nd president of the United States, and Clinton seems to be banking on that willful indifference. In a recent interview with NBC News, Clinton adopted a defensive posture when asked about making amends with Monica Lewinsky or his alleged past behavior.
Looking back on what happened then, through the lens of Me Too now, do you think differently or feel more responsibility?
No, I felt terrible then, and I came to grips with it.
Did you ever apologize to him?
Yes, and nobody believes that I got out of that for free. I left the White House $16 million in debt. You typically have ignored gaping facts in describing this, and I bet you don't even know them. This was litigated 20 years ago. 2/3 of the American people sided with me. They were not insensitive to that. I had a sexual harassment policy when I was governor in the 80s. I had 2 women chiefs of staff when I was governor. Women were overrepresented in the Attorney General's office in the 70s for their percentage in the bar. I've had nothing but women leaders in my office since I left. You are giving one side and omitting facts.
Mr. President.
It felt like he hadn't practiced his answer enough. He was deflecting. There is an arrogance in adopting that tone, but even to being out here promoting a book in the first place. Bill Clinton should consider himself lucky that he hasn't been ostracized like a Roger Ailes or a Bill O'Reilly or a Bill Cosby. But he hasn't gone into hiding because he doesn't have to. We've all made it super easy for him. In 1998, Gloria Steinem wrote an op-ed arguing that despite the fact that he abused his power, my words, not hers, feminists should still support him because he supports women's issues. Now that was a long time ago, but when asked about it last year, she said she still would have written it because Clinton was that important a champion for women's rights. Now that is such a peculiar stance to me. Have we just decided that it's okay to throw a few women under the bus for the greater good? Because it seems like collectively the answer is yeah. But for all this talk we've been doing about Donald Trump and all of the women who've accused him of harassment, Bill Clinton has quite a few as well. If the outcome of 2016 was different, if Hillary was in the White House and Bill was standing by her side in the age of Me Too, would we be calling him out? I'm not so sure, because it certainly was glossed over during the campaign. I voted for Hillary Clinton. I definitely don't hate her, wish she was in the White House. But I've had to rethink my own hypocrisy about how I judge women's attachments to their husband. For the longest time I've said it's just not fair to judge a woman by her husband's misdeeds. But I gotta be honest and say I don't keep that same energy for Melania Trump. And maybe that's a problem. As progressives, we have to choose which side we're on and stay there. Do we believe women? Do we support them? But on the bright side, the culture is changing. New York's Attorney General Eric Schneiderman resigned just 3 hours after the New Yorker published an expose about his abuse of ex-girlfriends. Franken resigned from the Senate shortly after multiple women accused him of harassment. I don't think people have to pay for their transgressions indefinitely. But has Bill Clinton paid it all? On that NBC News interview, he said he left the White House millions of dollars in debt, but he's rich as hell now. I accept that this man is never gonna be a pariah. He's still a former president. But we can have some standards for ourselves. Today's feminists don't have to do what previous generations did. We should be serious and consistent. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We do have a Patreon with perks like exclusive content, merch, and reading lists. So sign up there if you'd like to help us continue this work, or make a one-time donation and join us for events across the country for Black women. I'll see you at Black Girls Gather. Thanks, guys.